Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christian. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, good day. Wherever you are, whenever you're seeing this, I hope you are good. So guys, today we're going to be doing a life update. I'm just going to let you guys know what's been going on with me. If you read the title, then you already kind of have a gist of it. We're going to be talking about mental health. We're going to be talking about medication. And we're going to be talking most importantly about why I have closed down my herbal business and gotten a job. I have a job, which is why I'm doing this video early in the morning, dressed cute, because I'm literally about to go to work. I have not had a job in 6 years. I've been fully self-employed since 2018. I have not punched a clock in 6 years, honey. So this is a very big adjustment for me, but I think it was a very much needed adjustment. And I kind of wanted to just talk to you guys about it and be transparent because this is a really, really new and unexpected chapter in my life. I have been trying to do different things. I've been thinking about getting a job and kind of going back and forth on the idea for a while, but the things that I've been dealing with in these last couple of months have just, kind of solidified that this is really, really what I needed in this aspect of my life. And hopefully this video can encourage some of you guys to just do what it is that you need to do, even if it might not necessarily be what you may want to do. I mean, I love the job that I have. I'm really, 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 really blessed that I was able to find a position that was right up my alley. But of course, I still want to just keep you guys in the loop because a lot has changed and I have closed down my herbal business. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. I am still going to be taking sessions. I'm never going to stop doing my spiritual work just because the spiritual work that I do is bigger than me. It's bigger than me making money. I feel like my purpose beyond the success that I want and the abundance that I want for my life is helping you guys, reaching out to you guys, pouring into you guys, helping y'all heal, helping you guys figure out what you need to figure out. So I'm never going to stop sharing my story, sharing downloads, doing readings, connecting with you guys. I'm never, ever, ever going to stop doing that. So you can always book sessions with me. I still take sessions now on Saturday and Sundays now. I opened up my Sundays. So I'll be taking sessions with you guys Sunday afternoons and all days on Saturday. If you guys want to book, you can still book. And if you ever do a 3-question reading, I'll be able to send those out in the morning around this time, or you guys don't know what time it is. I'll be able to send it out in the morning, or I'll be able to send it out in the evening whenever I get off. So I'm still going to be doing readings. This probably will be the last group course that I do. You guys know that my Fruitful You fall semester of the group business mentorship is going to be starting September 6th. The deadline for that is in 2 weeks. So if you're interested in joining the group membership, now will be the time to get your tickets because this is probably going to be the last group course that I do. So yeah, if you want to be a part of that, then get into it. But I'm still going to be doing my business sessions, my content packages, everything. Faded Counsel is still going to be going on. The only thing that I have shut down is Pix Apothecary, and I've switched around some things with my platforms. But let me just start from the beginning. So my mental health is what led me to make this change. I have been self-employed, like I mentioned, for the last 6 years, and I have felt like that's been a good thing for my mental health, but lately I've been feeling like it hasn't really been a good thing. And the reason is because I don't have any structure or stability because of me being fully self-employed. Like some days I might have a lot of work to do, other days I might not have anything to do. And in a slow season, I'll really just spend most of my time in bed, in my bonnet, not really doing anything. And it's easy to say, even if you don't have anything to do, still get cute, still go out, still do this. I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing that. My mental health just puts me in a place where my energy is really, really zapped. And unless I have to do something, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably not gonna do it. So there's been many, many days where I've been, and probably weeks, honestly, where I haven't been outside in all week. I haven't put on clothes in the whole week. I haven't done anything. I haven't taken any photos. I don't really do a lot. If I'm in a slow season with work, then that means that I'm not doing anything. And I'll be so stressed and worried about not having orders, not having sessions, not getting bookings. I won't want to go run. I won't want to do yoga. I won't want to do anything. All I'll be worried about is how I'm going to pay my bills. How am I going to get this money? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And you guys know me, I'm a creative. So if I'm not selling stuff, I'm going to make a new course. I'm going to drop an ebook. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to find ways to promote. So it's like a never ending cycle of anxiety and not having the energy to do anything, and then creating something and then having to muster up the energy to do it, but still being burnt out even though you haven't done anything to begin with. It hasn't been a healthy cycle for me, and I definitely feel like that's something that I've been dealing with for the last couple of years for sure. Now, I had a bit of a mental breakdown in June of this year, and I've been saying to myself that I want to get a formal diagnosis for my mental health. I've been saying that I want to do different things for my mental health. I want to get on medication. I want to really take care of my mental health. You guys know I've been smoking my entire life. I've been a weed smoker to help me cope with my mental health. I've always smoked because of my anxiety. It's always been a medicinal thing for me. It's not even something that I can enjoy. If I'm doing it, it's because I need the coping mechanism. It's not something that I do to turn up and have a good time. It's literally something that I feel like I have to do. And when I haven't had weed, you know, I'm stressed, I'm irritable, I can't eat, I can't sleep, I'm anxious, you know, and it's just not a good space to be in. So I've been wanting a formal diagnosis probably for the last 2 years. I've been thinking about medication for the last 2 years, but I've been so stressed, and I might be all over the place in this video. This is just me kind of venting about what I've been dealing with. I've been so stressed and scared about getting dependent on a medication, finding a doctor that doesn't want to give me any medication because I've had issues being dependent on medications in the past. You know, I've battled with addiction in the past. I just didn't really feel like I was going to be able to find something to work for me. Also, I've seen therapists before, and I low-key feel like therapy is kind of useless to me. So I've always felt like I need to see a psychiatrist. You know, I need to see someone that I can really connect with. But of course, you guys know I've been self-employed. So a lot of people that are in private mental health practices, they don't take your insurance. So I knew I was going to have to pay out of pocket for a session, pay out of pocket for an evaluation. And all of these things were, you know, things that I've been thinking about for the last couple of years. And again, these were just things that were making me kind of stop myself from doing it. I was like, I need to do this, but I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this, right? And I've had mental breaks before. You know, the mental breakdown that I had in June was not the first one that I've had. Hopefully it's the last. Might not be the last, honestly, but it wasn't the first that I've had. And I've never really done anything about it until now, because when I have these mental breakdowns, my mental breakdowns usually are about me offing myself. I'm just going to be really transparent with you guys. I'm not going to spill all of my tea. Like, I don't want to talk about the exact medication that I'm on. I don't want to share my exact diagnosis, because I was diagnosed with a few things, and I still have to come to grips with what I've been diagnosed with, and I still have other evaluations that I need to get in the future. But whenever I have these mental breaks, it's usually like a really, really, really bad day, and then I'm fine the next day. I have a really, 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 really terrible day, and then I'm okay the next day. And because I have such high highs, I never really think when I'm good, I think I'm good. I don't think I need help. I don't think I need to do anything about it until another low hits me, and then I'm like, okay, what the fuck am I supposed to do about this, you know? Also, I've been dealing with mental health issues since I was young. I've been dealing with panic attacks since I was in elementary school. I've been dealing with depression ever since my dad passed when I was 14. And I have never really done anything about it. You know, my family hasn't really been supportive about my mental health issues. Whenever I had a really bad mental break in college, that's why I dropped out of school, is because I had a bad mental break, because I got hooked on pills, because I couldn't sleep, because I was just probably in one of the worst mental spaces ever. And I've been in dark spaces like that since then, but at this time I was 19, and it was the worst. I had never felt like this mentally. And you know, my family was kind of just like, well, what do you have to stress about? What do you have to be depressed about? You're in college. You don't even have bills to pay. What are you stressed about? All you have to do is take your classes. Like, no one really understood what I was dealing with. And I didn't really understand either. I didn't understand why I was feeling what I was feeling. I didn't get that there was something chemically wrong with how I processed emotions. Not that there was anything specifically making me feel this way. It was just something that was wrong with me biologically and physiologically. I didn't get that. So basically, that was kind of my first time kind of vocalizing my issues and asking for help. And I didn't feel like I got the support that I needed then. I've been in some toxic relationships after I had dropped out of school, and I didn't feel like anybody really took my mental health seriously. I remember I was in a relationship, and I would tell my partner, hey, this makes me depressed when you do this. This makes me anxious when you do this. I have anxiety, and this makes me feel like this. And they were literally just like gaslighting me, like, oh, you don't have depression. I've been through way worse stuff than you've been through. So I've never really been in a space until now where the people in my life validate my mental health experiences and support what I'm dealing with mentally versus just trying to kind of just be like, oh, you're fine, you know? I've never really had people that worry about me until now, and that's made me worry about me. And I'm sure I've had people that care, you know, I'm sure people care, but I haven't felt the care and the support from the people in my life except for now. So, you know, mental break after mental break. Like I said, I had my first one in college. Well, probably my first one when my dad passed, and I had another one in college. I remember that vividly. I dropped out of school. I had another one in 2020. I always talk about the 30 days of night in 2020 when my abilities unlocked and I figured out my purpose, but I also was in a very, very, very dark, horrific space mentally when all of these things unlocked for me. And that was in 2020. And since then, I've had a few more of these mental breaks, what I like to call them, essentially what it is. And the one that I had in June was by far the worst one that I've had. I felt like I was not in control. I felt like if this keeps happening, I'm not going to make it to 50. I'm not going to make it to 40. Like, I knew for a fact, I was like, if I don't do something about this, I'm not going to survive too many more of these, because the things that I was feeling and experiencing in these spaces was getting worse and worse and worse and worse gradually. Like, I can remember, having like a mental break in 2021, and I remember being like, oh, I'm not gonna really hurt myself though because of my mom. I don't want to go to hell. You know, like, I'm thinking about these things like, oh, I don't want this. I don't want this. I'm never gonna do anything. I don't want this. I don't want this. It's easy to say what you would never do until you're in a space and you're like, I don't give a fuck about that. I don't care how they feel about it. I don't care who got something to say about it. I really don't give a fuck. Like, and that's how I felt this last mental break that I had. I really was in a space where I was like, I really don't even give a fuck, you know? And that was a very scary space for me to be in, because I am such, an angel. Like, I feel like such an enlightened, connected to God being. I feel like such a divine soul with such a divine purpose. So for me to be in a space where I'm like, I really could give a fuck if I'm here tomorrow or not, that was uncomfortable for me. And I felt like that before, but the fact that I scared myself with how comfortable I was with whatever happened. I really did not care at all. And that was scary, because there's always a part of me that still cares in those moments, and there was no part of me that cared in that moment. So the very next day, I literally reached out to a crisis hotline, and I reached out to a psychiatrist. And I reached out to my two best friends. I had a conversation with my husband. I literally connected my support system. I found a doctor. I hit up a crisis line, and I was like, I need to figure out what the fuck is going on. I have to get help now. Like, I have to do this now, because if I don't, I'm not going to make it. I'm letting you guys know, you need to make sure that I get help. You need to make sure I do something, because if I don't, I'm letting you know I'm not going to make it. And I've been so triggered by seeing so many people off themselves, because people always say, oh my God, I can't believe they did this. They had a family, they have success. Why would they do this? Why would they do this? And people don't understand, like, the part of you that doesn't want to be here anymore. It's not the part of you that everybody knows. It's not the part of you that everybody knows and loves. It's another part of you that feels like, that carries all of the sadness, all of the stress. It's not even a part of you that's like connected to reality. It's like a different energy that comes over you. And in that split moment, you don't care. You think that there's no solutions. You think that there's never going to be a better day. You think that no matter how long you're happy in between, these moments will always come back and you'll always be right back in this place. Like, it's the worst fucking feeling ever to be married, to be beautiful, to be rich, to be at the top of your game, to have people around you that love you, to have people around you that you help, and to feel like none of this matters, and we see people leave their children behind. We see people leave legacies behind. We see people battle until they're in their 60s or 40s or 50s, and they just can't take it anymore one day. And I knew for a fact that it was going to be me. I knew for a fact it was going to be me. And I just listened to what God tells me. And in that moment, I was just like, if I don't do something now, this is going to be what takes me out. if I don't do something now, this is going to be what takes me out. I knew that for a fact. So I went and got help, and I got an evaluation. I got a diagnosis. I got on medication. I've been on medication for the last couple of weeks. This is kind of like a new thing for me. I'll probably talk more about like my medication journey and stuff like that later down the line, but this is still very new for me, and it's really not something that I'm comfortable sharing. And the diagnoses that I got, I don't even know how I was raw dogging life for so long without medication. Like, before I had my session with my psychiatrist, I had like a 15-minute consultation with her, and she was like, it sounds like you've been chronically suffering your entire life. That's literally what it sounds like. And I have been suffering my entire life. I've been suffering consistently, and it's been my normal, so I didn't really think anything of it. But it also made me think, like, I don't even know who I am outside of these mental illnesses. There's so many things that I don't do because of my anxiety, because of what I feel, because of this, because of these issues that I have. There's so many things that I don't do, that I avoid. It's like, who am I without these things? You know, I haven't even been sober in years, in a decade. You know, I've been using substances for a decade plus to cope. So I don't even know who I am sober. I don't even know who I am sober in my right mind without being haunted and controlled by these mental health issues. And I've talked to you guys before. I've been asking to be healed from this for a long time. I done laid on the altar, you know, many a times, and asked God to just heal me, please, fix my mind. Don't let me feel like this, Lord Jesus, please heal me, heal me. And this is just my burden to carry, you know. I really don't have anything else that's wrong with me except for this. You know, I've lived a pretty privileged life. I've never had a surgery. I still have my wisdom teeth. You know, I've had people in my family pass, but I've never really had anything, you know. I've had a pretty privileged, safe life, you know. So this is just my thing. This is just what I have to carry. This is just my burden. Like, even like family trauma, generational trauma, I'm so removed from all of that in my little perfect bubble with my great husband and my great friends and my great job. I'm so removed from all of that. But this is something that I can't shake. This is not something that I have the ability to be healed from. This is something that I have to fight, and this is something that I have to overcome. So I can encourage you guys to do the same, I'm sure. I feel like everything that I go through and experience is so I can turn around and show you guys that you can do the same thing, you know? So yeah, that's basically where I am mentally and what got me to that point. Now let's talk about why I closed my herbal business. So I want more off time, right? I have nothing but free time. But when you're an entrepreneur and you have 24 hours a day of free time, it's not free time. You're stressing, you're researching, you're applying for grants. You don't get the peace to just relax unless you're like $1 million entrepreneur. And even then, you have expenses. It's hard work. It's hard work. And I've proven to myself that I can run a business and make 6 figures and flip it. And I've proven to myself that I can do this. And I know that eventually I want to write a book. I want to travel the world. There's a lot that I'm still going to do. I'm still a business owner, honey. I'm still going to make content. I'm still going to do the YouTube. I'm still going to do all of this and the podcast and everything. But I have to do it in a way that gives me the peace that I need for my mental health. So the job that I got is a great position, basically overseeing social media for a company. You guys know I already do social media. So my office is very chill, very quiet, very laid back. I'm in a very, you know, chill type of setup, very chill, very laid back. You guys see how I'm going to work, you know, very cute, very laid back. So I think I found a perfect place for me. I love the company. I love the manager. And I'm excited to step into it. I think I'm going to do a really, really good job there. And I want the freedom to clock in from 9 to 5, clock out, and have my time for myself. I need structure. I need structure. I need to go to the gym in the morning, have my breakfast, take my medication, go to work, have my lunch, get some outside time, come home, do yoga. Like, I need a plan. I need structure. I cannot be left to my own devices to just sit and chill all day, you know? And also my husband, who's basically been my medicine, you know, since we've been together. He's been a really, really big help. He's definitely the reason I haven't off myself, for sure. Like, I've opened up to him about things I've been dealing with before I opened up to anybody, seriously. So he recently got a new position where he's gone a lot. And I just knew I cannot spend all of my time in this house by myself. I will lose my mind. Like, I won't have him here every day to, tell me it's going to be okay, to help me regulate. Let me not get choked up now. Y'all know I don't do that. But I just knew, like, I have to do something. I have to get my own routine. I have to get my own foundation and structure and agenda, because if I don't, I'm just going to have too much time to think about bad stuff and I'm going to lose my fucking mind. So I got a job, and thank God, by the grace of God, I was able to find an amazing position in an amazing area in an amazing space. I'm really, really excited about it. God literally blessed me with this great position. It's perfect for me. I'm very, very blessed, very, 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 very blessed to be in this position. And I wanted to close down some of my platforms so I could have more free time. Now that I'm working this job, I don't have to work 8 other businesses. I don't. I'll still do my sessions with you guys because that's more to me. Like, I'll never stop doing that. But the herbal business was something I was comfortable setting aside. I did make some posts letting everybody know that they were going to have a week left to order. So if you missed it, I'm sorry, honey. I might consider bringing back like a holiday thing, but it'll be like a buy order only. Like, if you want it, you'll have to contact me, place your order, make your payment. It's not going to be, I'm not going to do a big promo. It's not going to be a big shebang. It's going to be, if you want maybe like a holiday set of, like maybe I'll do like a variety, like a 5-pack of the pre-rolls. I might do like some loose blends, maybe like some tea samples. I might do like one final holiday set shebang that people can like pre-order for the holidays, maybe, because a lot of people, I haven't talked about why I closed the business or that I was actually closing on here. So I do feel like some people could have been caught off guard. So let me know if you guys do want me to do like a pre-order holiday set where you can kind of get a little bit of everything from Pixie Apothecary to hold you over. But I need more time for myself. And also I want to be able to clock in and clock out of a job. When I'm clocked out, I want to turn my brain off and just do whatever I want. Like, when you're running 5 platforms, plus a YouTube, plus a podcast, plus a book club, plus a Facebook, you don't have time, plus a herbal business, you don't have time to turn your brain off. Like, every night I would set up all of my content for the morning. Every morning I would post all of my content. Every day I would be planning, making more content, batch creating, promoting, sending out emails. Like, it was nonstop, and I've done this for 6 years. So I need to change. I want more free time. I want more of my life back, and I think it's more important now than ever that I get more of my life back, because I'm in such a critical point of my life. This is a very critical point for me. I just made 29 a few days ago, so this is a very, very important time for me to just get my mind right and get my life together, and I'm excited about it. So yeah, all right, all of my platforms have been discontinued indefinitely. I'm not going to be on Enlightened Reads. I'm not going to be on Pixie Apothecary unless I decide I want to do the holiday thing, and then I'll talk to you guys about that if I decide I want to do that. I've created one Instagram, which is my Sacred Solidarity Instagram. If you guys remember, I used to have like 5 Instagrams. My personal page, the book club, the business coaching page, the Pixie Apothecary, and also Sacred Solidarity. All of those are gone. I just have my personal page and Faded Counsel. Faded Counsel has been my umbrella brand name for my healing platform for the past couple of years. So I decided to turn my Sacred Solidarity page, since Sacred Solidarity kind of has the same like healing community vibe. I basically just changed the name on that Instagram. So if you're already following Sacred Solidarity, then you're good to go, and you're already following Faded Counsel. But if you're not, make sure you follow Faded Counsel, guys. Faded Counsel is the new Instagram where I'll be posting every single day. I'll be posting manifestation tips, healing tips. If I ever have events, it'll be posted there. We'll be having book club information there. I'm no longer going to have a bunch of different platforms. Everything is going to be on one Instagram. I need one Instagram because I need things to be easier for me. So everything is going to be on one Instagram, guys. I've also changed the name of the podcast to Faded Counsel, so everything can be under one name, so you guys can get familiar with the brand and just Go one place to support. You do not have to follow 18 Instagrams anymore. One Instagram. The podcast name is the same thing. I'm going to be doing podcast episodes every single week now. And I'm also going to be doing book club meetings every other week on the Faded Counsel Instagram. So make sure you guys follow Faded Counsel on Instagram. Make sure you guys check out the latest podcast episode. I did an episode a few days ago, basically just talking about this, about how God qualifies the called, because I did not feel like I was ready. I didn't feel like I was ready to get on medication. I didn't feel like I was ready for a job. I was like, I haven't had a job in 6 years. Who the fuck is going to hire me? Like, I didn't feel like I was ready to do any of this. And God said, you're ready. It's time. So I've been dealing with a lot of imposter syndrome, just feeling like, who the fuck am I? Am I really doing this? I still don't really know how this cycle or how this chapter is going to unfold for me. But I really do love who I'm becoming. I feel so much stronger already in my mind and in my body. And I feel so validated now that I have a diagnosis and now that I know what's going on with me. And I have more evaluations in the future that I'll be getting. But I'm really excited to be getting help. And if you need help, then get some fucking help. Period. But yeah, so make sure you guys follow Faded Counsel. I am going to consider possibly doing like a holiday set. Like I mentioned, it's going to be a pre-order only thing, okay? I'm not going to make nothing in advance. If you want it, I will make yours, but I'm not going to waste my time or my money to make a whole bunch of stuff in advance. But I do have a good amount of inventory still, since I didn't, since I kind of like cut everything off without really announcing it for real. So I probably will do that for you guys this fall, but let me know if you're interested in that. But yes, guys, this is basically the update. This is why I've consolidated all of my platforms and put everything in one space. I hope that everything makes sense to you guys. I think that this is going to make everything a lot easier for me, and I think it's going to make me enjoy fulfilling my purpose a lot better. It's always easier to do this kind of work when you are in a better state of mind. So yes, I love you guys. I appreciate y'all, and I thank you guys for being here with me along this journey. I am glad to be in this new season of my life. I think it's going to be a really, really beautiful and amazing one. I feel very, very blessed and highly favored and kept and anointed and abundant and all of the good things. I really, really am so grateful for God and Jesus for just keeping me and keeping my mind and not letting me fall victim to my mental health issues like so many people have. I thank God that I was able to get help and do something about it, because it just would have been such a tragedy if I would have off myself. But I love you guys and I appreciate you guys, and I hope this video wasn't triggering for anybody. If anything, I hope it just lets you know that everybody is fucking struggling in one way or other, and that there's no shame in getting help. And if you need to get help, then get some. Remember, you can still book sessions with me. I'm going to be taking appointments on Saturday and Sunday, so if you ever want a session with me, get into it. But yes, I love y'all. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys. Bless.